Hello and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is
your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Joe Traeger of the show.
And with the new lemon lime soda on the block, Evan Aubrey.
Oh shit!
How many Starries do you have, Evan?
I only bought two. So yeah, for the listeners, I went to the store the other day and lo and behold found a Starry. So I had to double down. I got two. Does in fact taste just like Sierra Mist. I'm not gonna lie. But it's not disappointing. It's just the same.
I mean, that could be disappointing when you wanted a new beverage.
Actually, no, I will say it's disappointing because the crack wasn't very satisfying. It's a plastic cap. It's not a.
There's no. You need to have a can of it.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! Wow, the can is actually very pretty. The bottle not as pretty, but
I want that. Yeah.
The Starry can is pretty stylish.
This thing is like, I think it's gonna explode. Give me 1 second.
Not like in popularity, but like
actually, it was
a can exploding kind of situation.
Yeah, that's
it was
better.
like puffed out.
Oh dang!
Because this has been sitting in the trunk of my car for over a week.
I like my Starry shaken, not stirred.
Ian, what do you think?
Go in for a second sip before you make a judgment
It's
call.
just kind of like fine, right? It's just kind of.
It's very. It's like the LaCroix of lemon lime soda.
It is pretty tame, I will say.
This is like mild mannered Clark Kent glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's because it's been in my trunk this whole time.
Maybe that had an effect on it.
No, mine was definitely a little on the flatter side.
It does
much like
okay.
Yeah. Much like Clark Kent, does it have sex in a bathtub?
No.
Would you have sex in a bathtub full of Starry?
No,
Maybe.
it doesn't.
This is 100% missionary. 3-pump Clark Kent.
Clothes.
Clothes
Lights are off.
Yeah.
Clothes on.
Well, I will say in the scene in Batman v Superman where he has sex in a bathtub, he does have his clothes on.
In the bathtub?
Can't
Yes.
tell who he is.
He's having sex with
God.
Lois Lane in a bathtub, and he has his clothes on at the same time.
There's a reason why I haven't seen this movie.
Is it like Hitchcock where he has to like pull out and like shoot a hole through the wall or whatever?
Oh, like there's like a train. They cut to a train going into a tunnel. Is that what you want?
Right.
I can't remember if that actually happens in Hitchcock or if I'm thinking of the comic that Hitchcock is based on, where the whole premise is that Superman has to pull out or else he'd like shoot a hole through his chicks.
You're
Oh,
okay.
oh,
So
I
you're
see what
talking
you're
about Hitchcock, the superhero dark comedy.
Are you talking about Hancock, the Will Smith movie?
Hancock with Will Smith. Not Hitchcock.
Not Hitchcock, the famous film director. Though he did, Northwest does end with two people kissing, and then it cuts to a train going into a tunnel. So you get it's like, but no. Oh, Hancock. The plot of Hancock is that he needs to be near. Oh my God, I can't remember this exact. He needs to be near his lover to have powers, but he doesn't remember who she is, and it's a weird that movie's not very good. Don't worry, don't see it. Hancock, not very good.
You didn't think it was funny when he threw that whale into that boat? That's all I remember from that movie.
I mean, it was fine, but I didn't know you were such a big Hancock stan.
I'm really not, but I did see it in theaters.
You're 12 years old and you're like, oh shit, I need fucking it's Big Willie weekend and I need to see his new movie Hancock.
Starry is the Hancock of.
Okay, it's not Handcock, it's Hancock.
Oh no, it's Hancock.
Wow, I mean, I can't say that I'm like really all that disappointed or surprised that Starry is the way it is, but I'm a little bit disappointed for the sake of the lore that we've been building up on this show. It's like kind of a strange anticlimactic moment.
Yeah.
The artwork is cool. Starry is a cool word. It's been like floating in my head for weeks now. I've wanted to write like a jazz tune called Starry. I think it'd be great.
Hey.
Is it going to be the lemon lime soda of jazz tunes?
I already have one of my originals that I've played a lot with Bobsky is called Naturally Essenced.
Oh,
Nice.
Excellent.
This could be a sequel.
Yeah, and it's far less interesting.
Yes. But I think that one of the big problems with Sierra Mist is the name Sierra Mist doesn't really convey a lemon lime soda
true.
idea. I get they're like, oh, it's like the mountain air. It's refreshing or whatever.
It's cold.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't really think of lemon and or lime when I think of the Sierra Mountains.
No.
I think mostly like, oh, it's cold or there's a lot of snow or whatever, which is kind of antithetical. But
I am interested in the fact that you drew the comparison to LaCroix. Like this is the LaCroix of lemon lime sodas.
It's pretty accurate.
And what that means about LaCroix.
Well, don't make the mistake. I'm not saying that LaCroix is bad. I'm saying that it's if LaCroix made a lemon lime
soda,
this would be like
okay.
It's like
if a lemon and a lime farted into a soda stream, this is what it would be like.
Think of like the opposite of 5 gum. That's the experience.
When you just sip it and you're like, huh.
This is what it's like to sip Starry.
Yes, they should make an ad where it's like someone's like in like a space like thing. They're flying through space and there's like lasers going around them and they're like, this is what it's like to drink a Starry. And then they take a sip and then they're like in a boring office job, like typing like on their stuff. So
it's kind of like when your life is hectic, like a intergalactic space battle, you would rather it be boring, like a break time soda in your dead end.
If you'd rather have a Xanax level vibe, just drink some Starry.
I mean, 7-Up used to have lithium in it, so that it's there's a precedent here. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
The first sip that I had of my bottle the other day kind of brought me back to the last time I had a lemon lime soda was an unfortunate event when I was asked to partake in the Sprite challenge, which I don't know if you know what that is.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. So drinking an entire bottle of Sprite without burping in one go. Painful, and my body like braced itself as I took my first sip. I was like,
so does the Sprite challenge need to be Sprite?
No, I think just lemon lime soda is but maybe it does have to be Sprite because of the like level of carbonation, because that's what gets you.
Because Starry, you could fucking shotgun this shit.
Yeah,
if I did it with Coke, I'd probably die.
You'll have to rate the burpometer on Starry and let us know how it sits in terms of where it would fit on the Sprite challenge. What's the Starry challenge? Is it challenging?
Sorry, not Starry.
Excellent.
Oh man, that would be another really. They just it has so much good marketing potential, but not enough. Maybe that's the reason why they haven't been marketing it, is because they're like, it's not that good. They could do like a commercial with that Demi Lovato song that's like, baby, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, baby, I'm sorry.
And they're like flying through space. Again, we can go back to a flying through space kind of situation. Should they ape that Sprite ad where like famous athlete's head explodes with Sprite in it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right.
So. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was
At first I thought the burp was unsatisfactory, but that one came out of nowhere.
It's off the charts. Take that ad where their heads like explode. But imagine it's like however long that one came out. It's 2023. Those people, their heads are still exploded and they're like, fucking help me. No one will like, my kids don't even recognize me. And then someone hands them a Starry, they drink it. They go back to normal.
It reforms their head.
Yeah. They wake up in their bed like sweating.
Yes, it was all a dream. Starry's the only way to get out of the Matrix. It's the red pill of sodas.
You want the blue pill or the lemon lime pill?
Ooh.
Pretty good.
Look, I know it's all like a metaphor or whatever, but if like if Morpheus offered me like a soda or a 5 gum to get out of the Matrix,
I would probably take the soda.
You take the 5 gum and then you drink the soda, and then it's like an extra level of.
It's like a Miranda downer.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how that works. Well, this has been a very special LaCroix Boys. But Ben, I noticed you have a tall boy this week. What's in it?
I have a Pizza Port Session IPA, a
Oh,
beer that
love
I've
Pizza
had
Port.
a couple times on this show.
Yeah. I'm sure the last time you mentioned Pizza Port, I was like, is that place in Toy Story with like the aliens are like the Clyde and so on and so forth?
That's exactly what you said.
Yep.
Yes.
There you go. Sorry.
Yeah,
they
welcome
shouldn't
to
have-
the season finale where we just rehash old bits.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's what the end of a show is like when the season finale
Aw.
comes, they're like, remember all the good times we had? And it's like 5 minutes of people like, well, like in The Last of Us, Joel turns to Ellie and he's like, well, we really are The Last of Us. Smash cut to credits.
Jeremy, what are you drinking?
I have a Boskate Brewing Elephants on Parade beer this week, which is,
Nice.
consistently delightful. So
Nice.
it's very fruity, very delicious, that kind of situation.
I will say that I did try to find a Starry. It wasn't for lack of trying. It's just every supermarket that I went to, there wasn't
out.
any. No, it wasn't sold out. It just didn't exist.
I hope Ben goes to like a Kroger or whatever, and he enters the Starry aisle and like a tumbleweed blows by, and the store manager's like, I saw this. Oh, they just keep selling out every day.
It's like when the Switch came out, and
Yes.
there's just a line out the door at 6 a.m. or whatever.
Yes.
So I'm like, hey, do you guys have any Starry? And they're like, get to the back of the line, buddy.
Take a number.
You have to get a Starry voucher to finally drink some Starry.
That's why you just steal it from a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, wait. Okay,
So-
yes. So how did you acquire this, and why did you steal it from a child?
And why was it in your car for so long?
I'm exaggerating when I said I stole. Like, I was walking around my room, and then a kid like had one in his hand, and I was like, "What?" First, I was like, "What are you doing with that in my classroom?" But then I was like, "Oh shit, is that a Starry?"
Oh.
He's like, "Yeah, like they're pretty good." And I was like, me and my buddies have been talking about that for like literally months.
Be a shame if something happened to it. Yeah.
He was like, "Do you want it? I have more at home."
We have
Hell
Starry
yeah.
at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this solves the problem in my case, where obviously Evan bought 2 bottles of Starry, but at my local green grocer, the Starry comes in either 2-liter bottles or 8-packs, and I'm like, I don't need this much Starry to start off with. This is like an overcommitment.
Mhm.
You buy the 8-pack and then you just leave it like at your table at work. Let the staff
Yeah.
get a taste.
Communal.
Yes, a communal Starry, if you will.
But yeah, so I was like, all right, great. Took it and I was like, gonna save this for the show. And then
You threw it in
put
your trunk.
yeah, I put it in my lunchbox, which has now been sitting in my trunk for.
Okay.
Bum,
I
bum, bum.
thought it was just a loose can of soda that was in the back of your car rolling around.
Luckily, it wasn't loose. It has been. There were some warm days in the last week, though. They haven't all been chilly guys. So
Mhm.
Yeah, wait, did you pull it fresh out of your trunk for the show, or did you like put it in the fridge and like chill it for a bit?
chilled it for about an hour.
Okay.
Could be colder.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a fresh trunk vintage sounds like something that we could start pulling off. You know what I'm saying?
The Ian Davis Trunk Club.
Yes.
Ooh.
The issue with that is that this is not shower temperature. You know what I'm saying? I need
Yeah,
this
it
to be
doesn't pass the
ice
shower
cold.
test.
I need the mountains to be blue. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, let's move on to the main portion of this show. And this is I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. And today's a very special episode because we're going to warn you about the perils of stranger danger. I'm just kidding. It's a very special episode because we've gone through 30 episodes, which means it's the season finale of Generation 6. That's right. We did it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da.
Exactly. Which means that in tradition, we will do everyone brings a recipe to the table with a variety of Pokemon. Now, as you may have noticed through our previous 60 episodes, Generation 6 only has 65 Pokemon. So we have basically done them all through the course of this show.
Cooked them all.
That's the catchphrase. You got to do them all.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
We did them really well, I think. So we decided to take a slight deviation from the traditional finale format where we take regular Pokemon that we just haven't done and we do them this time. But instead, we decided to do the other thing that was introduced in Gen 6, which is Mega Evolution.
We just had to do it different.
Yeah, we had to do this week and get some Mega Evolution. So what we're doing is we're cooking. We each have 3 different Mega Evolutions and a different course. And we're going to cook those 3 different Mega Evolutions for each of those courses. Now, some of these Mega Evolutions are from Gen 7, but they just were on a list. And I was like, hey, let's put them in there. And I threw them up and provided them for everybody to enjoy. So we each have 3 Mega Evolutions that we're going to use as the basis of our recipe this week. And we each have a different meal course. And Ian, yes, Ben?
I'm just curious if you guys want to know, because I have the official tally of the season.
Oh
yeah, let's see.
Is it? Okay, hold on. Was it my year?
Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. Who do you think won this season?
Probably Jeremy.
I think Jeremy.
I can't say I won, so I'll say Ben.
Yeah,
well, you can think that you won it. This isn't like a voting situation. I'm polling. I'm polling.
I'm gonna say me then.
Jeremy, it's your goddamn birthday.
It's your year.
It's your year. 2023.
I will note this is the first time I've done it, and I said all the way back in what? October.
It's not true.
It's the first time I've done it, Ben.
It's not true. You won last season, in fact.
Wow.
As the person who recently put together a spreadsheet detailing all of the recipes from all of the episodes, I think I know a little thing or two. And Jeremy, you did win season 5, and that was your year, but this continues to be your year. Jeremy won 9 times, 9 episodes. Ian won 8 episodes, so it was pretty close. I won 7, and Evan won 4, which
so sorry.
I think has to do with the fact that there was a lot of ties that ended up going not your way.
Oh yeah, no.
Evan.
The internet.
There was that one episode you weren't here, so.
And
that's fair.
We had a lot of 3-person episodes.
But how does that add up to? How does that add up to? Oh no, that does add up to 30. I was like, wait, what? What's going on here? No, but that does add up to 30. Thank you.
20. I guess 29 technically.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I was like, wait, what? 60? No, but it's 30 because evolutions is what we're considering as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, my bad. Thank you all for supporting me in my campaign. There will be another glorious reign for the dynasty of Jeremy. And I hope to continue it for a long and glorious period. So let's continue that by celebrating with a feast on my election day, which is now.
I shouldn't even brought it up. I shouldn't have mentioned it, because then no one would have said anything the whole episode, and we would have completely forgotten about it. Now we're going into this with Jeremy coronated, our reigning emperor of I Choose You.
Yes.
This meal turned from like we're all like showing up at each other's houses with like some nice home cooked. No, I'm like coming in on my hands and knees being whipped, and I'm like, here, like emperor, here's your meal that I.
What have you brought the king today?
Exactly.
I'm thinking it's more of like a big carnival that's happening, and they're all bringing food to it to celebrate.
Yes, a jest for the king.
Yes, such a glorious reign.
That's about right, because I always feel like a fucking clown on this show.
But let's get this meal kicked off with one. Ian. Ian won the coin toss, so he's gonna kick off this game with the Mega Evolutions. Ian was given the what? Ian,
how's a 4-way coin toss work?
I just like that you started like going into like a sports announcer kind of like introduction, and it sounded like you were adding another rule to this, but it wasn't at all. There was no coin. There was no coin toss.
Yes, it was completely random, which I guess is what a coin toss is. But
yeah.
So Ian,
Yeah.
You got the appetizer course, and you have these three mega evolutions: Blastoise, Pinsir, and Slowbro.
Were you about to call them mega influencers?
Yeah. I think we can all agree that we're mega influencers here on the show.
You know, I was really scratching my head because appetizer's small, mega evolution's big.
Very.
Mega.
And all three of these guys you gave me are just like huge and have huge shells.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Big shell.
I hate Mega Pinsir. If you haven't looked at them,
Oh yeah, I kind of remember this one being kind of.
it's like a cockroach, dude. Like
Oh.
I don't need this.
Yeah, it's very.
Oh yeah, that's
Has-
gross.
Very
has some
evil
fucked up-
bug.
It has some fucked up wings though.
I hate, like, the wings don't bother me. What bothers me is that his back opens up. Like, I don't want to know what's on the inside of that.
Well, that's how bugs work.
Yeah, but I don't want that bug.
Well, I mean, it's interesting actually. Like looking at this, I feel like I totally forgot this, but like, yeah, Pinsir just normally doesn't have any indications that it should or would have wings. You know,
Mhm.
It grows wings in the mega evolution. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, horrible. So, naturally, I wanted like a shell theme. You know, crack these guys open, slurp out the goo. What I have for you, wanted to surprise you guys with something you probably haven't heard of before. If you have, pretend like you haven't.
Easy.
Triger smoked shotgun shells.
Shotgun shells.
Yeah.
Is this
Ooh.
shotgunning like slurping
No.
real
Or
fast?
just like, and then you like open your mouth and it's like bang, bang, bang.
Smoked shotgun shells, they're like a thing. It's ground meat stuffed in a manicotti shell
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ooh.
and then wrapped in bacon
Mm.
and smoked on the grill.
What?
Smoked on the grill.
Yes.
Nice.
So what you need for this recipe is 12 manicotti shells, about a pound of ground beef, but in this case, of course, we're going to use ground Pinsir and fucking Blastoise meat. Let me get back to my recipe. Use some salt, garlic, roasted garlic blend, like a nice like smoky, like rub, dry rub. Need some smoked cheese, and then 12 slices of slow row bacon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slowbro is
Slow-
a great bacon Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slow breaking.
Good
No.
try, Jeremy.
So rad.
I'd pass you for that one if you're in my class. I'd bump you up from a 79 to a 80. For that.
Would you give me like a little sticker that say "You rock" on it?
I have a really cool rubber stamp of a guitar, and only the kids who get 100% on anything get the stamp. And when I hand back the paper, they're like, "What does this mean?" I'm like, "Guitar out of 10."
Guitar out of 10.
And then for the glaze, dark brown sugar, maple syrup, sriracha sauce, and cayenne pepper. So you combine the Pinsir and the Blastoise, the garlic blend, the dry rub, the shredded cheese. Mix that with your hands until everything is evenly combined. You're gonna stuff the manicotti shells, but you don't want to pack it too tight. And then you're gonna take the bacon and wrap it around the outside of the shell. And I like that the recipe says wrap each shell with a piece of bacon as best you can.
Try your darndest.
Yeah.
don't pull anything out there, bud.
Yeah, right. And then you're gonna put those on a tray and you're gonna let those sit in the fridge for about 6 hours. That's gonna let the juices of the meat soak the shell to soften it.
Oh, nice.
Otherwise, you need to boil the shells a little bit before you stuff them, and that might be hard to do.
Yeah.
Get your pellet grill, because that's what a tracker grill is, right?
Right.
And that's who you are this week, is the grill.
The fucking inventor of it.
No, you
I'm
are
the
the
grill.
grill.
Yeah.
I have the grill. Yeah, I'm a transformer.
Yes.
Get your pellet grill to about 220. Place the bacon-wrapped shotgun shells onto the grates of the grill, smoke for an hour, and then turn the heat up to 350. And once that grill comes up to temp, the bacon fat's going to be rendered off and starting to get nice and crisp. You mix your glaze together, and then you paint the shells. Cook for another 10 minutes, and then you take those off, and you serve them. Great smoky, yum appetizer.
Mm.
I would shotgun a bunch of those. Absolutely.
Can we have like a mechanism to like shotgun them into people's mouths?
Absolutely.
Maybe like a kind of like a duck hunt kind of situation where it's like you kind of like load it up and then the other person like goes long and they're like pull and you like and they try to catch it in their mouth.
Maybe a slingshot. You could be a little stinker and get that going.
You get a second Mega Blastoise and you stick the shells in his cannon.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Go long.
Go 6 miles to be exact. That's how fucking far that guy's range is.
6 miles is pretty far. That's like longer than a regular bullet. So
you're not wrong there.
Can't argue with that logic.
How do you feel about the design of the other Mega Evolution? So obviously we have Mega Pinsir, which is a thumbs down, but how do you feel about Mega Blastoise with his like giant cannon, or Mega Slowbro with his big shell?
Mega Slowbro is literally a fucking dog toy.
It is.
Yeah,
it's like a Kong.
Exactly. I know, Jeremy, that you find Mega Blastoise to be very phallic. You've made a point to share that with us. I looked at his hands and I was like, man, his hands are just like 2 Squirtles.
What? Oh, I see what you're saying, is that there's like the shell on the hands.
Yeah, and like his hand is like the head of the Squirtle,
Oh shit. Is that where Squirtles come from?
They're just shot off the hands of Mega Blastoises.
They're okay. I mean, you can't beat the regular Blastoise design. He's just iconic.
Yeah.
Though Giganta Max, whatever the fuck Blastoise, he's fucking terrifying. He's like some next level Gusher shit.
Yeah. All right.
I remember Mega Slowbro. I think I had Slowbro on my team when I played Y back in the day. So I remember that Mega Evolution for sure. And you're right. It basically is just like a giant Kong. But I think he's kind of cute in it. He's like, just like, what am I doing here?
He doesn't look happy. He's like, kill me.
I mean, he's not smiling for sure. He's a little, yeah, that's true.
Because like the thing's biting his tail, and then it's like, what if I came all the way up to your fucking neck?
What if I fucking get you?
Yeah. You wanted pants? I'll be your pants.
That's true.
I believe it just floats around too, instead of just rolling around on the floor.
I think in the game he like hovers. I think when it goes into Mega mode, it's just like
wow,
which is kind of strange.
I mean, it is psychic.
Move. It is psychic.
Oh, okay.
So telepathy, self-telepathy.
Yes. All right, let's move on to Ben. You have the side dishes for this week. And your Pokemon are Venusaur, Gengar, and Beedrill. So,
indeed, yes. So I think for the side that I'm going to make for us this evening, I'm going to make a where was this? A fig hibiscus quinoa salad.
Ooh,
refreshing.
Yes, it's going to be a very refreshing, just side to have on the side, as it were. And the way that I came about to thinking of this was, first I was looking at Beedrill, and As far as mega evolutions go, I feel like Beedrills is like one of the most badass looking. It just like gets a whole bunch of new needles and
gets more drills.
It gets more drills. Yeah. It's just like an instant attack mode. Like there's no saving you from this guy. But what I was thinking is that, you know, obviously this is going to be a pretty big bug. And it made me think, you know, that relationship with like wasps and figs, right? Where like, you know, the fig tree, it's a little bit like different, but like like some fig trees need a wasp to like get inside there and like plant its little eggs and stuff so it can fully fertilize and become a fig fruit. And I watched a bunch of videos about it. It was kind of creepy.
Wait, that's how figs are a thing? They need what the hell?
Every fig has a wasp in it.
So not every fig, because at some point we've genetically bred a common fig that can reproduce without a wasp going in there. But most naturally occurring fig trees need a wasp, a pregnant wasp that has like pollen from another tree, and then it like burrows inside, plants its eggs in there, and then transfers the pollen, and then the fruit kind of just like all of the little wasp babies like end up leaving the fig, but then like the little eggs and the male wasps that are left behind get like absorbed into the fig fruit, which is really weird. So it's a very interesting that we have that fruit just in our lives. I think
what gives Fig Newtons that iconic crunch.
Yeah.
Wasp.
Yeah. It's the food of the future, and kids crave it. So I was thinking, you know, as far as wasps, figs, and Beedrill go, Mega Beedrill probably is going to end up burrowing inside a like mega fig, right? Big fig. So I'm thinking that's where I was initially thinking is like, okay, so instead of eating the Beedrill, we're going to, you know, let this Beedrill go through its life cycle, mega pollinate this mega fig, and then use this mega flavorful fig for our fig salad.
So is the fig big, or is it just a regular fig that has a big wasp go into it?
So Mega Beedrill is 4 feet and 7 inches.
Oh, that's a big fig.
It's gonna have to be pretty big.
James and the Giant Fig.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. So we're going to so we're gonna, you know, follow this Mega Beedrill to the Mega Fig, get the Mega Fig, and start to use it for our salad. One aspect of this salad that we'll need the figs for is a vinaigrette. So we're gonna, you know, keep some of use like half our big figs is gonna go to that, and then half of it is gonna go into like a chopped up element of our salad. So that's one element of our salad out of the way. The other element that I was thinking immediately was just from Venusaur, which is those leafy fronds that are growing all along our friend here. And I feel like they would make a very refreshing salad green. So Mega Venusaur actually isn't all that much different from regular Venusaur, which is kind of interesting. Everything just gets bigger, and he gets a little like flower on the top of his head, which is very cute. Can't deny it, but not the most changed, I guess. So we're just gonna clip the you know, greens from our Venusaur, and then we're gonna clip the flower off of his head. And I'm kind of gonna interpret that as like a hibiscus flower. So and that's gonna be another element to our salad. You're gonna let the hibiscus flower soak in some vinegar, and then we're gonna be using that as a salad element. But the vinegar is going to come from our Mega Gengar. Because Mega Gengar, or Magengar, as his friends like to say, turns out is able to traverse the multiverse, I guess. So in the Bulbapedia page, it says, something about how a portion of its body sinks into the ground, has the ability to access other dimensions, and has a vicious nature.
So are you using like some like interdimensional flavorings in this?
Gonna blow your damn mind.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking sort of, everywhere all at once style. There is a multiverse version of Gengar that is simply balsamic vinegar. Like somewhere in the infinite amount of universes and timelines, there is a Mega Gengar that is made of just balsamic vinegar.
Okay, and you just tap the balsamic universe.
Yeah.
And you have like a spigot that the Gengar is running through, like you stick it like in him or something and just like turn a tap out.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna like, mental jump to the balsamic universe and then catch a Mega Gengar made of balsamic vinegar and, bring it back to the meat space universe. And then shiny Mega Gengar is interesting because it's like a really sharp white color. And so then I'm gonna tap back into the multiverse, go to the feta cheese multiverse, where Gengar is made of feta cheese.
What are these presuppositions?
Ben, I think you might be taking this too far. It's like, and our infinite universes, Pokemon can be made of any food that we want them to be.
Well, so that's the thing, is that Mega Gengar implies control over the multiverse, which makes it infinitely easier to presuppose.
Finally, one of these Pokemon can have a lunch bag as a head.
Hey, that was a good fucking recipe. I stand by that fucking recipe. Also, I really want to see a remake of the first episode of Pokemon. Ash is in his room. He's watching the Gengar Onyx battle, and then Gengar like sticks his hot dog hand onto Onyx's face.
Yes. See, there is a universe where all the Pokemon have hot dog fingers, too.
Oh.
Which would also make for a great recipe, but that is not this recipe.
So I think we would just presuppose that the Pokemon, their fingers are immediately hot dogs. That we don't. There's no like universe. We just look at like a fucking.
It just is.
It just is. Like we look at a Pokemon with fingers. I don't know, like a Jinx or whatever, and like those fingers are hot dogs, and then we just like snap them off and start eating them.
I mean that is the beauty of this show, is we can just say that and it exists.
It's true.
Ash gets like sent to the hot dog universe, and then like he's married to Mr. Mime.
Oh man, Mr. Mime.
Why won't you fuck me with my hot dog fingers?
Yeah, well, so that's what we're gonna do with our Gengar. Is we're gonna go multiverse shopping and find some feta cheese and balsamic vinegar, and then we're just gonna mix it all together. So the vinaigrette is going to include our Gengar feta cheese, some olive oil, some Gengar balsamic vinegar, lemon juice, Dijon mustard, some garlic, sea salt, and our some chopped up mega figs. Excuse me. You're going to throw in the marinated Venusaur hibiscus flower on top of that, and add in your boiled quinoa, chopped up fennel bulb. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. Some chopped up red onion, basil, more feta cheese, some quartered figs, and then a cup of toasted almonds. Then you're just gonna mix it all up, serve it up on some tiny little plates, and you got yourself a nice, refreshing side salad from the multiverse.
I like the idea of multiverse shopping.
Yes.
Yeah. You just like popping in, getting what you need, then going back to your world.
If everyone has a Mega Gengar, now they are bent on destruction, as you said, so this might be an issue. Can we just like go into them and like get stuff from other places?
That's kind of what I was like envisioning, is like it kind of like, is like, like I'm about to go into the multiverse portal, and then you like it like does like the Danny Phantom like swirling thing, and then you just grab onto its tail and kind of like follow it into the into the multiverse world.
I thought you could
The
like walk
multi-screen.
into its like mouth and end up in a different place.
Ooh, that could be kind of cool, actually. I like that.
Its
And,
mouth
like,
is the
it's
portal.
like rawr, and you like go into it, and then you come out a different Gengar mouth in a different universe.
Okay. I like that.
Got to be careful though, because you do that too much, gets angry, and then you end up living in the universe where there are no Miltanks.
Yeah. Or no Gengars.
Oh, shit!
Then
No,
you're
then you're stuck.
Yeah.
I gotta say, love figs. What a good fruit. Figs on a pizza.
Big pizza.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Do you actually like Fig Newtons?
Is that a joke, dude? I
I was gonna say I also.
I have eaten so many. Me and Tyler, like when we both realized we loved Fig Newtons, we had a period of time where we just bought like
Sleeves.
we'd hang out like for a few hours. We'd each take down like 2 full sleeves, and there's like 2 Fig Newtons in a serving. It was fucked up.
Would you like unwrap them and it would be like a stack of them and you just like stick it down your throat?
That is verbatim what would happen. I'm surprised you couldn't hear me just snarfing them, because that was when I lived beneath you. You couldn't just hear like the.
So, Jeremy, do you not like Fig Newtons?
They're fine. They're not my number one choice for a snack.
I'm with Jeremy on this one. Fig Newtons are kind of mid, quite honestly.
Mid.
I didn't say mid. I said fine.
Whoa! Suddenly,
Okay.
those two things mean completely different things.
They
I
do.
guess. Jesus.
I would say fine is like a 6 out of 10. Mid is like a 5 out of 10.
Oh, and those are two very completely different things. It's not like they're literally one like fucking notch from like between each other. Jesus.
I think they are worlds different, because saying like, oh yeah, they're fine, and like, oh yeah, like Jeremy just has a wrong opinion. But when you're like, oh, they're mid, that's basically like saying like, yeah, maybe I'd use them to wipe my ass.
Maybe I would.
Respect the Newton.
Don't mess with those figs.
Well, I hope we keep this a fine/mid distinction. You know what's funny is that theoretically, if something is mid, it isn't bad. That's why I said it's a 5 out of 10. It's just middling, which I believe is what it's a abbreviation of. But you know how language changes.
The youth.
Yeah, fucking Gen Z. Am I
Scooby
right?
Doo and those middling kids.
Do you think Gen Z know what a Fig Newton is?
Probably not.
Would they look at it and it's like, can you TikTok dance to this or whatever? It's like,
I think they look at Fig Newtons the same way you look at those like strawberry wrapper hard candies that you'd find at a grandma's like house.
Hell yeah. And
You know,
quite honestly, I'm with them on that one. They're a little bit in the same category.
But you know
for
what,
me.
Ben? Those still slap.
They still do. You know, those strawberry not chocolate. The strawberry hard candies do slap. Okay, I will admit.
I just hope like an old grandma's like, they do still slap.
Still got it.
The kids, I will say, the kids don't really say slap anymore. They'll say that's tough.
That's
What?
tough. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
so
the
that's kind of like
opposite of
going
what
back to like
tough
the
means.
90s.
I
Something's
feel
cool,
like
like, yeah.
slap was around like 2 minutes ago, and now I'm uncool.
Yep.
Now
No,
no
it's-
one slaps.
You say that's
Ever since
like,
Will Smith slapped, no one can slap
Oh.
again.
Maybe you're right.
or you can say that's a W.
Okay, well,
Yeah, well, I get that one. They say, you know, take the W, take the L, whatever.
W Riz.
I'll take the L on this one and say Fig Newtons are mid. How about that, Ian?
Oh, Ben, can you add an FRFR to the end of that?
For real.
And the kids would say you're being a real op right now.
God damn it.
like a psyop like that?
An opponent.
What the
My kids have taken great joy in like teaching me all the slang words, and then I'll be like, hey, make sure you put your name on your paper, and they're like, oh, I forgot. I'm like, you're such a fucking op. I just walk away.
God damn it.
And they're
The
like,
kids are gonna start
like,
saying
oh, you didn't
things,
say
and I'm
it
like,
right.
what? They're gonna say things to me, and I will be an old man. I'll be like, oh, wait, are you talking about how like modernist abstract art in the 1950s was supported by the CIA to distract from socialist realism? And they'll be like, no, Jeremy, what are you talking about?
if you have W Riz is like if you're fashionable enough to like pull chicks. So they'll be like, Mr. Davis, do you have Riz? And I'm like, I'm the Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
what is Riz short for?
I don't know if it's
couldn't tell
short
you
for
that.
anything. I think it's just a word that evolved out of the beauty of language.
Yeah. Transcends.
Yeah.
Let's transcend to our next recipe from Evan.
all right.
He has the main course or entree of this week's show. And Evan, you have been bestowed Blaziken, Camerupt, and Garchomp. So pretty spicy crew you got going there.
These are pretty spicy and just pretty like solid meats. So like, how do you make one dish with like three pretty solid meats? And so what I was thinking I'd make this week is a good old mega jambalaya.
Ooh,
Nice.
Sticking them all in a stew, right?
And it can be spicy.
Absolutely. Yep. So you've got a little bit of Cajun seasoning. You've got your andouille sausage, probably made out of the Camerupt. I'm going to go for some Camerupt sausage.
Nice.
You're going to go for some boneless, skinless Blaziken thighs. And then,
Nice.
yep, you're gonna, and then instead of shrimps, I'm gonna use the Garchomp tails.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So there's your three meats right there, and you've got some onions and bell peppers of various colors, some celery, garlic, lots of tomatoes, oregano, cayenne pepper, hot pepper sauce, Worcestershire sauce, some okra, a little bit of okra.
Ooh, hell yeah.
And then, of course, your white rice and your chicken broth. And basically, I mean, what more is there to it than combining all of the things into a stew? I mean, obviously, you get your mirepoix, all of the onion, carrot, celery deal. Then you go with the tomatoes. Then you go with the rice and the broth. Let that kind of go and let the rice, really come to a nice, delicious fullness. And then you add in all of your meat mixture in there. Just let that go for a good, not too long, probably like it only needs to, so you let it, I mean, we'll just presuppose that these things are mostly cooked before you add them in. You really only have to add them in for like 10 minutes or so, and then it finishes off.
How big of a pot are you cooking this in?
So that's the thing is this is a mega jambalaya because we're dealing with some big mons, and Camerupt has nice two conveniently placed bowls on its back.
That's
so
true.
we're gonna be stripping those off before we use up the meat. So we're gonna be serving it in the little volcano bowls.
Though the mega evolution of Camerupt looks like it only has one big one.
Or sorry, yeah, that's right. One large bowl, exactly.
Yes. It goes from two humps to one kind of situation, but it's got a more aggressive, it's like gritting its teeth at you kind of situation. Can we have like the Camerupt instead of lava squirting out of it, jambalaya like erupts out of it?
See,
put it in your bowls.
I was wondering, you could like maybe I don't know, force feed this to another Camerupt or something, and then have it. I was trying to think of other recipes. I thought it would be a good vehicle for like a cheese, like a dip, like a nacho sauce, like spicy nacho sauce. But yeah, this they're just bowls.
I mean, I kind of like the elevated bowl in a volcano shape. That's an interesting concept, Yeah.
This is, those soups. I'm a tall guy, and most tables are low to me, so I'm Hunchback of Notre Dame over here trying to eat my soup.
Right.
This bowl comes to me.
Right. Yes.
And maybe the bowl itself isn't, all the way deep. Maybe it's mostly just like a prop, so it's like a regular sized bowl just sits on top.
It's more of a bowl stand.
Yeah, it's a bowl stand.
Evan, when you go to restaurants, do you just like bring some like phone books with you so you can stack your meal?
I ask for the booster seat, and I'm like, no, not for me, for my soup.
For my
Man, well, that sounds pretty good. A meal fit for a king.
So I would say a jambalaya is a good way to mix up all those meats.
Yes.
Yeah.
And textures. Yeah. It's a good.
Couldn't have them compete. I needed to harmonize them together, and a soup sounded like the most reasonable way to do that.
Have you ever thought about like just taking three meats and like stitching them together and seeing how that goes?
Oh my God, fucking Victor Van Frankenstein over here.
Yeah,
Jesus.
you slice a steak, a pork chop, and a chicken breast, and you stitch them together, and you look like edible cooking stuff, and you just grill them all at the same time. How would that go?
So yeah, okay, yeah. If you sew the meats together, it's not like pokey centipede or whatever. I'd be a little more okay with that.
That sounds just like a fucking kebab to me with extra steps.
Well, usually they're not sewn together.
Exactly. You could just skewer all those and then cook them together. I don't know if sewing enhances the flavor quality.
Skewering is kind of like sewing, but like
with the
without
big
the thread.
Needle.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Or wooden thread. Think about it.
Well, the next time I see all y'all at the same place, I'll stitch some meat together and present
Please
that
don't.
to you guys.
Yeah, that's a bad way to.
I want to say don't do
that.
All right. Now it's time for my go at the recipe. I have dessert, and I have 3 Pokemon: Latios/Latias, Sceptile, and Audino, which is from a generation we haven't covered yet. So it's a little preview. Audino. And I'm glad you made it a little Italian hand gesture there, because that's going to play into my recipe. Well, I was a little stumped on what to do with Latios and Latias because they are airplanes.
Yeah. And very explicitly airplanes in the Mega Evolution.
Yes, right. They have jet engines on them. They look real stupid.
All aboard.
But what we're going to do is we're going to yank off some of the engine components of the Latias. And we're going to put that aside because we're going to make a little bit of a machine with it. We're going to make it spin, because that's what jet engines do. And so we're going to take one jet engine, and then we're going to take the other one and make it kind of hollowed out and put it inside the other one. So there's 2 layers, right? And then we're going to put something very, very, very cold in the center layer. And what we got here is an ice cream maker. Nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a vanilla mint ice cream with the Audino and the Sceptile. So we're going to go to the Sceptile, and we're going to go to its tail, and we're going to crush up its leaves to make as our kind of mint flavoring. I was thinking maybe its fruit might be also enjoyable as well as a fill. So we might save that for later and just incorporate it into the ice cream if you want. But I was going more for the mint flavor that I'm going to take from its tail. And then we're going to make a vanilla mint ice cream. So what we're going to do, classic ice cream recipe, you got your whole cream, heavy cream. We're going to get some mint leaves, some egg yolks, granulated sugar, and for the vanilla bean, what we're going to use is the on the Mega Audino, it has a weird neckerchief. And that's kind of has the aesthetic of vanilla. You know what I'm saying? It's got a thing right here on its right beneath its chin. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pluck that off the Audino and mix that into our ice cream as well. So we've got our ice cream going in our Latios ice cream maker. It goes so fast that it makes the ice cream really quickly, so we can just fucking keep this ship going as much as we want. For a large audience. I'll scoop out the ice cream, and we can serve it 2 ways. We can have a scoop, maybe on some pie if you want, maybe just in a cone, or you could also have an affogato, which is espresso with the ice cream in it. So you get some espresso, you get your scoop of ice cream, you mix them together, have it as an after dinner delight. That's my Audino Sceptile vanilla mint ice cream made in a Latias ice cream machine.
I gotta say, a mint chocolate chip affogato, I've had one of those before. It is heavenly.
Ooh.
It's a good wintertime affogato.
I will say, in terms of the flavor profiles of the 2 Pokemon that you used in the ice cream, I think you're dead on. There's no other vanilla Pokemon quite like Mega Evolved Audino.
It's like
Vanilla.
white and beige.
Yeah, not even Vanillux.
Yes.
Not
Well-
even the ice cream.
I recant my statement.
No other Pokemon.
Please,
That is a
Judge,
pretty
strike that from the
vanilla-
record.
It's pretty ice creamy though.
It's
Yes.
very vanilla. Yeah.
Yes. I also want to point out before we move on from the Mega Evolutions is that I think it's funny that how you give them a Mega Stone, but it's just the suffix "ite" appended to the name of the Pokemon,
Mhm.
but it gets you very funny mineral names like Slowbronite.
Lobranite.
Which, if I found some fucking Slowbronite in the wild, I would be pretty ecstatic about it if I do say so myself.
That's my kryptonite, quite honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
Keep
Your
that Slowbronite away from me.
Yes. Take a big nap when it gets near you.
Ooh, yes.
But
Lose your
that's
pants instantly.
Oh.
to some that might be a benefit. But yes, that is our delicious giant 4-course meal on I Choose You. Sit down, you put a bib on, maybe. What does a novelty Pokemon bib say? Ballin' ain't easy.
Some Pokeballs.
Yes. But send in your novel.
Kiss
Yeah.
the mime.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do have to say, I think that all of our courses and elements to this meal go together pretty well, actually. We've got some leafy salad. We've got some smoky meat appetizer, good jambalaya, ice cream to finish it off. Everything
No
gelled
drinks.
pretty well together. Oh, no drinks, though.
We're thirsty.
Well, you can drink a
Parched.
fucking glass of water or a Starry.
Yeah, we got Starry.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh,
Nice.
down the hatch.
Yep. Is Starry very caffeinated?
It's caffeine free.
I didn't know
So
that.
I feel like every time I make that sound, we just need to play that anime like wow soundboard noise.
Well, that's excellent. You won't be staying up late tonight. Now is the time of the show where we read your emails and recipes sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ichewspod@gmail.com. Evan, can you read this recipe from Mike?
Mike says, "Hello, boys. Another finale. 6 seasons." Owen Wilson voice. Wow. I've got a multi-course meal prepared for us. I hope y'all came hungry.
Yes.
Quick sidebar. Hi, Evan. What a wild ride we've been on this season. You and I, some serious highs and lows. And while I was mentally preparing myself
What
for
were the
undertaking,
lows?
what? We have lows. While I was mentally preparing myself for the undertaking of cooking unstable and volatile megaforms, a thought came to mind. If you could pick any dinosaur to resurrect to cook and eat, what would you pick?
Velociraptor.
Velociraptor.
Stegosaurus.
Ooh, those dinosaurs that have like a big sail on the back. I don't know what they're
Ooh.
called.
Good choice.
Triceratops.
What's that one that's like the duck? It's got like webbed feet.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that
yes.
thing
Yes,
that goes
yes.
back. Yeah.
It's
That
one
one.
of the most important dinosaurs in the dinosaur movies.
The dinosaur
yeah, the
movies being
dinosaur.
Jurassic
way
Park.
before time.
Oh.
Yeah, Ducky.
Oh.
Oh,
Ducky.
duh.
Yes.
It's called a Hadrosauridae. Hadrosauridae.
Never would have guessed.
I'm just gonna call it Ducky.
Yeah. So personally, Mike would go with the Triceratops because herbivores taste better. They're organic, but not necessarily grass-fed because grass hadn't evolved yet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, probably.
Apparently not. Time to set the mood. The mood
That's
for food. I'm going to do that Sandra Lee style with some cocktails. My plan here was to feed Mega Blastoise a bunch of berry juices and alcohols and let them mix up our drinks, then shoot them out of the big water cannon into your glass.
Can it just be into my mouth?
Yeah, straight into your mouth. When Ed suggested a Mega's only finale, the first thing that came to mind immediately was Mega Gyarados sashimi. The first thing to realize when not cooking Mega Gyarados is that, much like fugu, you need an expert to slice the fish precisely to avoid any potential sickness. Unlike Fugu, Mega Gyarados only causes paralysis in body parts that you have 2 of, and even then only paralyzes 1 of them. It must be the dark type, being evil. Next step beyond having expert skill is the correct tools. For this, we're going to employ a very special and extremely sharp knife. Traditionally, this is obtained by killing a King Gambit in hand-to-hand combat. Then and only then will you have a knife capable of the task. And with that, we will have a gigantic sashimi to be eaten either straight up raw, or rolled into a sushi roll. Now a light palate cleanse of sorbet made from Mega Obama Snow berries and snow. I like
Obama.
Corrected to Obama Snow.
Mega Obama.
The entree tonight will be Mega Ampharos Shakes, probably. No. Oh, Shank, like the meat.
Yes.
Dragon style. I figured we will shank our sexy lamb dragons. Nice. Toss it in a spit and slow rotisserie those bad boys over an open flame while periodically slathering the meat in our dragon sauce, which is a spicy Japanese style barbecue mixed with other seasonings and ginger. This is one of those food items you need to prepare last night and then cook it for basically the whole day. Serve with roasted diglets seasoned however you like. For dessert, we're going to take a mega Sableye or 2 or 3. Kill them on, steal the crystals, make some Mega Sableye gem brulee. Happy 6th season, boys. Cannot wait to have some luau cookouts on the beaches in Alola. Au revoir and aloha. Mike, who is already wearing his Hawaiian shirt, straw hat, and flower lei. P.S. I was going to cook Mega Kangaskhan and only utilize the baby scon because in the immortal words of Chris Evans in Bong Joon-ho's 2013 masterpiece Snowpiercer, because the babies taste best.
Nice. That is true.
Man, I totally had forgotten about Mega Ampharos, but I had Ampharos on my team in Pokemon Y, and hoo boy, that hair. Just let that mane flow.
Yes.
I love Mega Ampharos.
Would you say it's your favorite Mega Evolution?
It's definitely the funniest, I think.
They're all kind of stupid. I will say that. None of them look good. I'm not like this is good.
I think that the Mega Gyarados one looks actually good. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's a big fish.
I think the problem is that most of them, they just put more spikes on them.
You're saying you don't like how Mega Beetril just has like a fucking like lemon reamer as his, butt?
That's true. I maybe could have incorporated that into my recipe. But
all right, Ben, can you read this submission from Pokemaniac Chris on our Discord?
I sure can. Yes. Happy season finale, boys. As we all know, today's theme is Mega Evolutions. To be honest, I wasn't initially all that inspired by any of them until I started asking questions about the actual mechanics of Mega Evolution and the Mega Stones that make it possible. Could you, for instance, cook a Pokemon and then expose the meat to a Mega Stone in order to transform it into a Mega form when it's already on the plate?
No, that'd be fucked up.
What about if we crush the Mega Stone to a fine powder in an agate mortar and applied it as a spice rub? Well, it works. You can cook any Pokemon normally and then apply the appropriate Mega Stone as a seasoning, and it will still transform. The flavors transfer across and everything. It even works for Pokemon that gain totally new body parts when they Mega Evolve. Like Absol doesn't normally have wings, but if you cook a classic Hoennies spicy black bean Absol on rice, then add a healthy dose of powdered Absolite, which also adds a sophisticated bittersweet flavor of its own. The wings just appear on the side, perfectly cooked, like fucking magic.
Wow.
Or you can do a rock candy Sableye, which is another traditional Hoennies dish where you feed a Sableye nothing but refined sugar for 2 months until the gems on its body gradually transform into delicious candy. Then apply a fruity glaze and roast it. If you follow that recipe, then add powdered Sablenite. Mega Sableye's massive shield gem will just spring into being, and it will also be made of rock candy. Unfortunately, this was the point where I grew too curious, because I had a couple of powdered Mega Stones in front of me, and I couldn't And I could hardly call myself a choosy if I didn't try snorting them to see what that would do. Would inhaling the dust of a Megastone grant you the powers of a Mega Evolved Pokemon? What if you mixed together 2 or 3? And well, long story short, I'm typing this from the top of the giant crystalline sundial in Anastar City. My tongue is 3 times its normal size and bright blue. I'm holding a sack full of dead Noibat, and I don't know where my pants are. How's your day going?
Nice.
I'm just glad I had the presence of mind to also bring a couple of Tangerine LaCroix to refresh.
Tell me about Tangerine.
Tangerine LaCroix to refresh me as I come down in more ways than one.
Excellent. Thank you so much for writing in, Pokemaniac Chris. Also, Pokemaniac Chris, now meme famous for a sign they made for a teacher strike in New Zealand. So congratulations, Chris, on entering the meme sphere. Hopefully we all will be there one day.
God willing.
Yes, God willing. Please
let me into the meme we'll all sphere. Make it to that beautiful meme sphere.
Yes.
Live on forever in the
It's like the blinking white guy who was just a video producer on a website that I visited for a long time, and then he became super famous. And it's like, it's so weird to see this person everywhere in completely unrelated circumstances.
That would be pretty cool if you had like a know your meme page.
Just
only if
your
it's,
resume.
Only if it's a good meme.
Yeah.
Not a bad meme.
Right.
Not if the meme is like guy falling down or whatever. I don't know if I want that.
Bad luck.
Not repurposed for white supremacy or whatever.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Or that would be bad. White supremacy bad. It's bad if I have like a really bad take. If it's like the 30 to 50 feral hogs kind of the situation.
Right. Yeah.
Also bad if it's physical harm being done to me. So if I get like a football to the groin, obviously very hilarious, but I will have to suffer at getting a football to the groin.
Good grief.
I might say that. Anyway, let's pick next week's Pokemon in a segment I like to call Pick-a-mon. Evan, can you give me a number between 722 and 809?
Wait, didn't we have? I thought we had an extra email.
Oh, did we?
I think we have another email from Ed, actually.
Surprise email?
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Ed.
Not to get too ahead of ourselves.
I have it up, or if anyone else wants to read it.
Ian, why don't you read Ed's email?
This is the Megal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, Icy Nation. Today's.
We do live in an icy nation. Holy shit.
Wow. Today's Mon on the chopping block is actual 46 Pokemon, 48 if you count Primal, Groudon / Kyogre. I've got a short novel for y'all again.
Some like to call it a novella.
Some. There's no presuppositions here, so y'all might know where this is headed. Ha ha. I don't.
Nope, no clue.
Do you? Okay. Since Icy is headed into the 4th year anniversary, I wanted to give y'all a recipe somewhat related. Also, I recently got into Experience Share. I know they were guests on an Icy app a while ago. I'd love to see any and or all of you as guests on their show.
The invite stands.
Yes.
This meal defies time. I'll describe some of the origins of this already existing meal, and also how to start your own. First, let's talk about what timeless really means. I'm not referring to a recipe passing down generation to generation that never leaves the dinner rotation. I'm talking about a meal that's been here long before I was born, and long after we're all dead.
Okay.
What does history taste like?
Soup.
What does the future taste like?
Ice cream.
Future.
Chrome.
Shiny and chrome.
A strong smell of sea salt and fishy goodness wafts into your nostrils as you enter a small restaurant in Lava Ridge Town.
Oh.
It catches you a bit by surprise, since this town is the most landlocked remote town in Hoenn. Though seafood is a main dish in all of Hoenn, this is a scent you'd expect more in a high-end restaurant in Slateport City. As you sit down and are handed a menu, before you even open it or glance at the laminated brochure. You ask the server, what item on here is producing that aroma? I'll take whatever that is.
I don't know if I'll ever order food at a restaurant that way. I'll be like, it smells good. Give me that.
Oh, good sir, what is that smell?
The server tells you to turn to the third page, and there you see what it was you smelled in a section titled Megals. Me
Like meals with a G.
Thank you. That was not coming together for me. With the Gina font 2 times as small as the other letters. There we go. I would have gotten there.
Mm-hmm.
Double garpidual stew. After a moment of thinking, it makes so much sense now. You ask the server how long the soup has existed. They can't tell you. This almost reads like a welcome to
The Night Vale?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A little bit, yeah.
For as long as anyone's lived in what's currently called Lava Ridge Town, the soup has been there. The server lets out a single laugh and says, some people say that the stew came before the people that settled in the area. Ha ha. For a moment you think, could this soup have existed before the people? Do Pokemon cook and eat each other?
Nice.
Damn, that does... Pokemon can use tools, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can. They can. They do cook each other.
Holy shit. Does Arceus live in the distortion world because they fear their own creations?
Okay. Well.
Before you start to have an existential crisis, you've snapped out of it by the sound of a sizable bowl gently hitting the table. And you see the server walking to another table quickly afterwards. As you look into the bowl, you truly understand what you're in for. You see 2 huge fins protruding out the top of the bowl, and you begin to dig in. Now, this dish is something special. All caps.
Okay.
A little behind the scenes of that restaurant, they use Mega Garchomp and Mega Sharpedo to fuel their perpetual shark fin stew. Spaces between all those letters.
Yeah, it's very aesthetic.
The easy part is the Sharpedo as their native to Hoenn. Another easy part is that when Pokemon Mega Evolve, they don't un-Mega Evolve when you swap them out of battle. It doesn't last for a measly 3 turns. Mega Evolution is eternal. It's rumored that the restaurant is still cooking the original Sharpedo to this day. How, you may ask? Let's look at the flavor text. From the text of Mega Sharpedo in Pokemon Sun, quote, the spines protruding from its head are transformed fangs. If they're injured or broken off, spines will regenerate countless times. Sharpedo's continually regeneration will fuel the stew's continual regeneration. When the soup began, people living in Hoenn didn't know about Garchomp. It was just a Sharpedual stew. But when people in Sinnoh began traveling and learning about Mega Evolution, touring trainers with Garchomps came around every once in a while. Over time, someone got a hold of some Gibble and Garchompite. The rest is history, the present, and the future. As you start to walk out of the restaurant, you see a dessert counter that has what you perceive to be a strawberry-filled gray pastry. When you get closer, you can't smell strawberries. You realize that it's actually ground slowpoke tail in a shell to look like Mega Slowbro.
Nice.
Seeing this, you realize the answer to your earlier question. Well, half of it at least. Right before you leave, you take a look back inside, already wanting to come back before you leave your trip to Lava Ridge from Limio City. In that look, you see a busser walk out of the kitchen. The door swings open and closed. Though it's brief, you see someone at the cooking range with a huge pot of stew. The first thing you notice about them is that they're wearing a black apron with a fork, a knife, and a Pokeball on it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I think I know where this is going.
Looking up at the person wearing the apron, you only catch their profile view in the next swing of the door. You see a cheek with a significant amount of pink blush on it. Before you can make out who the chef is, the door swings shut, and when it opens again, the chef is standing behind the huge, humanoid-sized pot of stew. But you're able to get one last quick gander at the only thing you can see of the chef. Navy blue shoes with a toe that curls back on itself.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
In that moment, the other half of your earlier question was answered.
What was my question?
I don't remember.
If Pokemon cook each other.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy 4th year anniversary, Choosy Nation. Thanks for the community and friendships. The ones that grew stronger with something new to bond over, and then to all the new ones that feel like you've known each other since before the Carpigial stew. With love, the first mail hoarder, Ed.
Oh, shit.
I
Claiming
guess
their
he was
title
the
as the first mail hoarder.
Thank you for hoarding it in on this week's Loyal Lord's Mail Hoard. I'm sorry if we almost missed your email. Now we can pick next week's Pokemon in a section I like to call Pokemon. Evan, can you give me a number between 722 and 809?
How about 758?
758 is Salazzle,
Nice.
which is the sexy lizard Pokemon.
Good way to start.
It is a little curvy.
It is. It's a little salacious. Not to. Obviously, that seems to be a part of its name, but it is a sexy lizard. You can't deny it.
A scaly.
It is a scaly. So send in your Salazzle recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com. Now's the time of the show where, first, before we do the plugging section, let us talk about the 4th anniversary stream. Ben, I hear you have a lot of fun details about it.
Yes. So the 4-year anniversary stream for I Choose You is happening tonight. If you're listening to this on the day that it comes out, on Tuesday, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be streaming on our YouTube page, and we are going to be doing a special episode, special March Madness themed episode that I've been working on. I've collected a sampling of recipes from across the years, and I've compiled them into a tournament style bracket. And on the stream, you all will be voting for which ones you think are should win, as they're being kind of pitted against each other. For example, the first one on our list is a heavily requested matchup between Ian's Moltres Turducken from the very first episode of I Choose You.
Nice.
With Evan's turducken style, or turducken recipe from season 5, the quote unquote unfucking.
Yes.
So that is the very first matchup. So everyone will get a chance to vote for which one they think is the better turducken recipe, and then we will kind of progress throughout the 16 recipes that I've selected for this. So it'll be a fun night. That's tonight, Tuesday, on March 21st at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, we will be playing some Pokemon Showdown as well. So that'll be fun. The 4 of us will be playing each other using Pokemon that we've won on the past 6 seasons of the show. So yeah, come and join us for the tournament episode, and then stick around later in the night for some actual Pokemon showdown between the 4 of us. A little friendly competition.
Excellent. Join us. We'll have fun. This is. I was at a pizza restaurant when Purdue lost F Dick, and people were losing it. Like, oh, my bracket, it's ruined. So
Yeah.
If you have a bracket laid out, send it to us, and we will ruin it for you.
We guarantee you will go absolutely mad watching our stream.
I think we should rename the stream to March Radness, because we're really cool.
That's good. Nice.
So join us for the March Radness stream on today.
Avoid your March sadness by joining
yes.
our March Radness stream.
You don't want to miss out on the March Badness with this
Nice.
March Radness stream.
You'll be March Gladness. You did.
Nice.
Ooh, there it is.
It's the fucking fadness. This March Radness.
Nobody's gonna come now.
But it will also be up on our YouTube page afterwards as well if you can't make it to the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And then it will also come out as a regular episode on this feed as well. So if you can't make it to the stream, that's all right. There will be ways to enjoy the celebration after the fact as well.
All right. Now let's do the plugs. Tell us where we can find you on the internet. Ben.
You can find me on the internet at Ben C. Montoya on Twitter, or you can follow me on Tumblr, where I'm more active these days, at thefearandnow.tumblr.com.
Ian.
You can find me at Musician Davis on Instagram. I post bass covers. Haven't done one in a long time, but let me tell you, when I'm done with this fucking thesis, the gloves are coming off, and I'm coming for all of you. So
for days.
Subscribe.
Well, what do you have like locked and loaded as a cover you want to do?
There's going to be a lot of Stevie Wonder coming down the pipe.
Nice.
Some
Okay.
Jackson 5.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, listeners, if there's a cover you think you're like, man, this bass line is fucking kicking, message me, send it in the email.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Intra-office mail it to me at my work. Let me know, and I'll consider it.
All right. Evan.
You can sign up for my newsletter at the foryourinternet.fyi. It's all about all things design and just fun links that I find and want to share with my friends. So yeah, you can do that. I'll probably have a new newsletter come out on Tuesday, the same day as this episode.
Nice.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1. You can find me on Tumblr at VelocityPrime1. You can find my writings at the-avocado.org. Jeremy Zielik at the-avocado.org. Check it all out there. Now it's time to wrap up the show. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, make sure to send us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, make sure to check out our social media pages. I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can hang out with fellow choosies, submit recipes, talk with people, all of that at our social media pages. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, I suggest joining the I Choose You Discord. Links are available in the episode description. Lastly, but not leastly, make sure to check out our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store, all designed by one Evan Aubrey. That's at ichooseyou.menu. I think that covers it. So for another goddamn 30 episodes, this has been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
For the 6th time as a season finale, I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Stick me on the fucking grill and turn me over, Ian Davis.
And I'm still Evan Aubrey.
And to all the choosies out there in Radio Land, in a while, Totodile.